Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the Traxxas Xmaxx and the XRT. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison, look at some of the similarities and some of the differences between these two, and more. So stick around because that's what's coming up next on RC Reviews. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at the Traxxas Xmaxx and the XRT. And I gotta say guys, I'm having a lot of fun with these two trucks. I've been running them quite a bit, and ever since I purchased the XRT, it kind of rekindled that excitement that I first had when I got my Xmaxx. So I've been running the Xmaxx quite a bit too, more than I normally do. So I've been having a lot of fun with these two. So today in this video, what we're going to do is a side-by-side comparison. We'll take a look under the hood of each truck and kind of take a look at the differences as far as how each one is built. We'll do a size comparison as well, and of course we have some run footage. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Price point for the Xmaxx and the XRT is going to be around $1,000, and that doesn't include the two 4S batteries you're going to need to get these trucks up and running. Those are sold separately. And to be honest guys, I always run Traxxas batteries in my Traxxas RCs. It's just the way I've done it. It takes the guesswork out of dealing with batteries. I don't have to, wonder if the battery's gonna fit the truck or not. And Traxxas batteries are just something I'm used to. They're easy to maintain and to take care of. I do the same thing with my Arma RCs. I run Spectrum Smart batteries in all my Armas. I don't know, to me it's just easier that way. There are a lot of choices though when it comes to batteries. Some are cheaper than others, so you can shop around if that's something you want to do. If you do want to purchase the Traxxas batteries, you may want to go with the bundle that Traxxas offers. Comes with two 4S 6700s and the dual charger. I believe it's around $420 for the bundle. It's going to be cheaper for you that way in the long run, because I think from what I was looking online, each battery is around 140 to 150 a piece. And of course the dual charger I think is around 160 or 170. So you're going to save close to $100 if you just get the bundle, if you do decide to go that route. Stock gearing for the XRT is a 20-tooth pinion and a 52 spur. The optional gearing that comes in the kit is a 23-tooth pinion and a 46-tooth spur. Stock gearing for the Xmaxx is an 18-tooth pinion and a 54-tooth spur. And the optional gearing for the Xmaxx is just a spur gear, and it's a 46-tooth. So now that we've got some of the basics out of the way, let's go ahead and do a size comparison. All right guys, so we have the XRT and the Xmaxx side by side. And as you can see, the Xmaxx is slightly longer than the XRT. And of course, it's taller. It's a monster truck. So we give you a side view there. The Xmaxx is quite a bit taller than the XRT. Your Xmaxx is your monster truck. And of course, your XRT is more of your truggy type RC. Now, taking a look at the two trucks head to head, they are the same width, but keep in mind that I have installed the wide kit here on the Xmaxx. The wide kit doesn't come stock on the Xmaxx. The wide kit does come stock on the XRT, however. So if we were comparing a stock Xmaxx or a stock setup to the XRT would definitely be wider than the Xmaxx. To get the body off here on the Xmaxx, there's like a latch here in the rear. You just raise up and pull it out. If you look under the body here, you can see there's a latching mechanism here on the back. And here in the front is kind of a hook that goes inside the shock tower. So to put the body back on, you just stick it in that shock tower and lock it down. I really like what Traxxas did here with the XRT. There's 4 clips, one on each corner of the truck. So it's real easy to get off and on. You can see here, there's 4 holes, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear. And if you look under the body here, those clips just go in those 4 holes. So to put the body on, you just set it down, push it down, and it's locked into place. Doesn't get much easier than that. All right, guys, we're looking at both trucks now with the bodies off. And I'm gonna start off here with the XRT, but I'll be going back and forth as we compare these two. So we're gonna look here at the chassis of the XRT. And of course we have our receiver here, our servo up here up front, our ESC, our motor and heat sink, and of course we have our dual fans running parallel. I like the way that looks. Kind of gives it that muscle car look. It looks pretty cool. The fans do a good job of keeping the motor pretty cool for the most part. We did switch to the high speed gearing. We've ran it one time with the high speed gearing, and motor temps were normal, I would say. So no issues there. But if you notice, everything is kind of streamlined here right down the middle. All our major components here. And of course we have our battery trays here on the side. If you look here at our shock tower, it's quite a bit lower than the Xmaxx shock tower. Let me take a look here. Here's the Xmaxx. And of course the Xmaxx has longer shocks than the XRT because the XRT is sitting quite a bit lower, has a lower suspension than the Xmaxx. If you look here at the XRT chassis, one thing you're gonna notice right away, or a few things you're gonna notice, the Xmaxx has a fan, dual fans here over the motor, just like the XRT. However, as you can see, it's one single unit over the heatsink and motor. And also here, our major components, although they are still in the same orientation and placement, we're kind of caged in here on the Xmaxx. Whereas over here on the XRT, most of our major components are exposed, which is going to make the XRT, in my opinion, easier to work on, easier to get to some of these major components should you need to replace or repair anything. The Xmaxx, for the most part, is pretty easy to work on as well. However, it can get kind of cluttered here when you're trying to, you know, work on some of these components here down the middle, down the center here, because of this cage. The Xmaxx and the XRT are running the same electronics. The motor in both the XRT and the Xmaxx is a 1275 kV, and it's a sensorless, brushless motor. And we are using the same ESC as well. It's Traxxas's VXL 8S ESC. The XRT is more of your LCG chassis version of your Xmaxx here. Both trucks do come stock with a wheelie bar. One major difference as well, looking here at the Xmaxx, are the front bumpers. The Xmaxx has a real sturdy, stiff front bumper, whereas the XRT has kind of a flimsy bumper here. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a weak point. I hope not. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's just the bumper, but still, it doesn't feel as sturdy. You see how we got all that movement there as the Xmaxx front bumper, which is pretty rigid and doesn't move, you know, a whole lot. So hopefully that's not gonna be a weak point here with the XRT. Like I said before, I did install the wide kit here on the Xmaxx. The wide kit does not come stock on the Xmaxx. That's something you're gonna have to purchase separately. However, here on the XRT, it does come stock. The wide kit, in my opinion, when it comes to the Xmaxx, is not really necessary. The Xmaxx handles really good stock. It's more of an optional thing, I think. I don't think it hurts performance. I'm pretty sure it helps performance, you know, because you got a wider stance and all. But I really don't think it's a necessary upgrade to get the truck running, you know, halfway decent, because the Xmaxx, in my opinion, handles pretty good out of the box. So that's more of an optional thing should you choose to upgrade to the wide kit. Another major difference here between the Xmaxx and the XRT are the tires. The Xmaxx has more of a bigger tire, and it's more of your monster truck type tire. More aggressive treads here. Whereas your XRT has more of, I don't want to say a street tire, it's more of an all-terrain tire. These tires are going to handle better on the street. They don't balloon out as much as the Xmaxx tires here do. These tires perform good off-road and on the street, but I think on the street, especially depending on what kind of surface you're running on, these may cause you to slide around a little bit. Now, I don't really like the stock tires here on the Xmaxx, because like I said, they do balloon out quite a bit. So I may be changing the tires here on the Xmaxx as well. I'm not sure what I'm gonna go with. I may go with the sledgehammer tires that Traxxas came out with, I'm not sure. I don't know, we'll see. And I'm definitely gonna change out the tires here on the XRT. I like these tires. It's just, for more of my kind of driving, I think I'm gonna go with more of an aggressive tread pattern. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you know of any tires that would be good here on the XRT and the Xmaxx. I'd be curious to know. The Xmaxx does have a different rim as well than the XRT. I kind of like these rims on the XRT. It gives it a pretty cool look. More of a sporty look, in my opinion. So let's talk about some of the weak points that I think may be an issue. I haven't ran into it yet, but I can foresee that we may have an issue or two. One might be this wing here. We haven't had any issues with it yet, but of course I haven't landed really hard on it. I have seen on other videos where the wing has broken off on the XRT. The bumper, however, I'm definitely concerned with here on the XRT because it is pretty flimsy. It's pretty much held together with this plastic going around here. So, and it's got quite a bit of movement. I mean, a little bit of movement's good because we have that flex in case of a hard landing, but I'm not sure if that'll hold up, you know, off the ramp over time. I'm not sure. Other than that, there was one other incident here with the XRT. I had planned to change out the gearing to the speed gearing. I was going to do that anyway, but I stripped out my gears, jumping it off the ramp. I didn't land on the throttle. I know better than to do that, so I don't think that's what it was. It's possible I could have landed on the throttle. Anything's possible, but I don't think I did. Now, I have had issues here with the Xmaxx as far as the gearing goes and stripping gears. And that's just running the Xmaxx. That's not even jumping it. Just every day, you know, just driving it, I've stripped out gears. So I know it can be an issue here with the Xmaxx. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue here with the XRT as well. Like I said, we have changed the gearing out already. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. All right, so we'll talk about the XRT first as far as handling goes. I'm really enjoying the XRT. It is fast out of the box. And because of the way it's built, the suspension setup, and these cool vent air holes here in the body, and of course that big wing in the back, it is a lot more aerodynamic, I think, than the Xmaxx, obviously. It handles great on the street. We did have a few issues when I ran it before doing the speed run when I was hitting max throttle, kind of wanting to fishtail out once we hit max throttle. But I think a lot of that had to do with the running surface of the street. And again, these tires may not be the best for high speed runs like that. It is fast. We did hit, I believe, 55 miles an hour here with the XRT with the high speed gearing installed. So that's really good, especially for a truck this size and this weight. Handling on the XRT is great, on road and off. As I said before, you're gonna hit wheelies on command with the XRT. It's going to be easy to control off the ramp. The XRT, because of its wide stance, is going to handle really good into turns. It's going to lean into turns. It's going to land pretty plush off the ramp. I was pretty surprised, especially how low it is to the ground. We weren't chassis slapping off the ramp, which is good. The springs that come stock with the XRT are a stiffer spring than what you would get stock with the Xmaxx. So I think the suspension with the stiffer springs does help out quite a bit when it comes to hard landings. So that's good. So overall, I'm satisfied with the XRT. Moving along to the Xmaxx. The Xmaxx is going to perform just like you think it would, just by looking at it. I mean, the Xmaxx is a beast. It's your monster truck platform, and it rips. It can handle any terrain, off-road, on-road. Like I said, the tires are not the greatest, so you will want to change out the tires to something that doesn't balloon as much. Other than that, I really like the way the Xmaxx performs. Oddly enough, even though it is sitting higher than the XRT, you're not going to get traction rolling like you would expect here with the Xmaxx, unless you're just driving really reckless with it. I don't think I've ever traction rolled the Xmaxx. It's going to land good off the ramp. It does handle slightly differently now that I've installed the wide kit. We did need to adjust the shocks and the suspension to absorb some of those hard landings once we did install the wide kit. The Xmaxx is you're gonna hit wheelies on command. It's fast for a monster truck. Both trucks perform really well, guys. You can't go wrong with either one. I really like them both a lot. I'm glad that I have them both. Each one brings something different to the table. Your XRT is going to be your overall high speed, better handling, low to the ground, truggy. Whereas your Xmaxx is going to be your balls to the wall, basher, handling any terrain, jumping off the ramp. But overall, guys, I gotta say I'm really pleased with the newly released XRT. I think it's a good addition to the 8S family. Now we have the Xmaxx and the XRT, and I'm looking forward to running these trucks more often. And we're probably gonna make some more videos with these two. We'll probably do a versus video, you know, a speed run video with these two. So anyways, guys, I hope this video was informative. I don't want to drag it on for too long. If you're still watching, I really appreciate it. So let me know, guys, in the comments, do you plan on getting one of these trucks? Do you already own one of these trucks? Which one's your favorite? I'd be interested to know that here in the comments. That's all I got for this one. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.